Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. The intent of this meditation and all meditations is that you become enlightened, you become knowledgeable, and that knowledge is not like the knowledge that we get from the internet or YouTube, or knowledge about COVID that makes us more fearful, or knowledge about the stock market or this or that. This meditation is about the ultimate knowledge that changes your personality so that you can serve the society, humanity with a smile. If that's happening, then this is a successful meditation. If that's not happening, there's no point to it. So the knowledge that sets you free from your darkness, making you light, light in thoughts, light in heart, totally understanding that the whole universe is a play of light. Light is what? It's energy. We take things too seriously. So enlightenment is letting go of the heavy, becoming light, and with that lightness, serving the society in whichever way you can. Whichever way you can. There's no end to it. There's no, oh, you can do this, you can do that. Whatever is your way, whatever is your effort, whatever is your life, whatever you can give, you give. Starting with the free stuff. The free stuff is what? Laughter from your heart. There's nothing. It's not money. If I was asking you to give $10, $100, $1 to anything or anyone, there would be a considerable amount of friction. There would be resistance inside you because everyone equates money with happiness. Everyone. At a deep subconscious, even we, in spite of all this meditation, we equate money with security and happiness, and we are not really able to give. Why? Because the whole of humanity that we share the planet with is thinking thinking in one way. How different we can go depends upon our own firm faith in ourselves. I see it all the time. Even people are charging money for meditations and anything holistic. If I send you a bead, probably 2 cents. I call it a meditation bead. It will be getting sold for 10, 20, even I've seen meditation beads for $150, $250. It's just 2 cent or 3 cent. Is the cost of making it. Not more. Beads is what? Like seeds from the trees, free seeds that you find in the forest. So the point is, People dealing with meditation, etc., are also insecure and therefore charging more and more and more. And their meditation classes and their devotion, this is and that is happening, and uh, everything, their venues and whatever, like retreats for enlightenment and all that, and everything is premium. They are being located in like when before COVID, it was in places like Hawaii, etc. These are luxury places. Even to go to these places now, you go to this place to become indulge yourself in a retreat to become free of the stress that you have put, that rather not you but we have put upon ourselves in our search for money and security and love and happiness. We spend huge amounts of money. It's a big business. So it's more than 2-3 billion dollar business, probably like $10 billion, all the meditation and the holistic stuff. So the point is, someone has is enlightened enough to make money out of it, but not sufficiently enlightened. Why? Because you are still dealing in the mundane, in the currency of the children. While teaching children to become grown up, you yourself are forced to behave like a child and take money for whatever is happening through you. So the thing is that if you have to sell enlightenment and holistic things and all those things, it's okay. It's okay. Don't get into a fight with money, but recognize that if it's becoming too much of a factor for you, means something is wrong. Because money, when you're working as an instrument of the universe, will come and go. Don't worry about it too much. Worry, but do whatever you can, and after that, whatever is happening, accept it. So the main key to meditation is to first have the intent and then aligning yourself. So as I said, it's difficult for us to not to a lot of people. Yesterday I met someone who was really thrown off. Oh, how can money be not so important? And the person was trying to do business, so he felt that I'm sort of taking his friends off the track, etc. And value systems were getting shifted around, and that sort of he felt as if I was attacking his values, which I wasn't. But in a way, because I was focusing on the spiritual world, maybe I was. So this focus on the spiritual versus the material, and just the same way that deep inside ourselves we feel, oh yes, we do need money. I had lost a job and I felt insecure. I had prayed and I tried really hard not to pray for a job because I wanted to be praying all as always for the strength to be managing things. But at one point I did. Because if you can make money, then I don't have to charge anyone any money and I can meet my responsibilities. So I'm very sure that the job opportunities that I got were because I had shared with the group as always everything, and a lot of you prayed and it works. Prayers work, especially group prayers, they work. So thank you. Now we have to take it to the other round. Just the way that we know that we have insecurities about money, job, love, because first of all, we are on the same planet. The whole society is constantly churning out. Everywhere that you put your eyes, it will be something about take me and be happy and make us a consumer. It's always going to be, if not Tesla, then something else, or this Apple. Like 10 years ago, the children were committing suicides. There were cases of murders and suicides for Apple. Now, maybe Tesla, tomorrow, something else. So these things, these thingies, and their importance in our life keeps on becoming more and more because people are becoming easily more and more saying we are aesthetics. We don't really believe in a God, just like some of the people that I know. And most of the time, the anger at what we call God. I just explained to someone on the phone, I said, The person said, I cannot pray. Bluntly, when you gave me these meditation exercises, so much anger came out and it was negative and this and that. And I said that, yes, oh, I didn't really ask you to meditate except for praying. So if the prayers of the religion of your forefathers is like creating all that emotional mess in you or turmoil in you, then it's got to be doing something. It's your anger at your parents, which you're confusing with your anger at God, because God you really haven't understood, haven't really ever met, maybe not even felt it because you don't believe in it. So how can you be angry at God? I've never really met him on face to face. So what's he done to you that's made you so angry that you can't pray? Means your anger is at your parents. And you're mixing up religion, God, and your anger at your parents in the same. And that's why you're not able to pray, and so much anger is coming up and all that, because you are addressing in prayer who? Trying to address God. And that is raising up, and you are calling it negative energy, and then you're trying to blame the meditations that I have told you. So, in short, I had to explain to the person that, and this is for the whole group because we are all going to be meeting people constantly who are angry at God. So the person called and said, I'm angry because you gave me some breathing exercises and some mantra and it's raising negative energy and I'm feeling angry and this and that. And this is for the benefit of those who just joined. I had to explain that you haven't really ever met, understood, or really felt God. So you can't be angry at someone that you haven't even met and not really even understand your aesthetic. So this anger that you have is really confused anger that you have got, that you're misdirecting towards the concept of God that you don't really understand. It's basically your anger at your parents. And that's what happens most of the time. Most of the time, people are angry at their parents and then they get angry at God. And its theory is the same because one is the root of creation, the other is the root of your life, creation of your life. So it seems to be logical enough. Okay. And no, and just like on this planet, so many people are doing money, 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 money. And when we use focus on money, which is okay, because the lack of it does create insecurity, as I shared with you. But then making it a focus of your life, as so many people are doing, is leading us all to the huge mistake of spending our precious life, which isn't so much, which isn't so much amount of time on the material, irrelevant in the final rank. When you are going to be dying, when we are not going to be caring about how much is in the bank account, how much is, whether we have paid off the house, how many thingies we had, what's going to be mattering is just one thing. How much did you give to the universe? Only one question. You have one question that you can answer yourself, not even God or anything. You can look yourself in the eye during your time of your dying or tomorrow morning, whenever, and say, I did everything that I could for others. And you are enlightened. Immediate. No other meditation needed. Nothing else is needed. You are laughing that, okay, I did everything that I could. That is all. And just like we feel insecurities because the whole world is doing money, 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 and everyone has this mantra, and all the news and everything is regarding, oh, how to make money, how to how to make more money, how to get the next Apple, how to get the next Amazon, how to this company will go up, that will go up, this. It's all about the material things, and all our heroes are Elon and Bill Gates and these, and it's good, it's good. These guys were focused, etc. But there are millions of people focused on making money, and they don't get the luck or the unluck. Don't think that Bezos and all these Bill Gates, they are supremely lucky. Don't think that. If you get so much amount of money and you don't use it responsibly, why do you think Bill Gates is spending so much time on these different projects, etc.? Because he understands that these people are smart and money makes them smart. And sometimes money does come to smart people and sometimes it doesn't. And it doesn't always make you happy. If Bill Gates was so happy, would he be cheating on his, would he be forced to cheat on his wife? Let's say like that. His wife has been with him for 37 years or so, and they're going through a divorce, and divorce is ugly. Always, it's a rejection from both, and it's an investment, and you have children together. It's really so. Even being a billionaire, he cannot avoid that rejection. And she also, even being having half of that, she cannot avoid that. And even with all that, he still is looking around for young people, and I'm perfectly okay with that. If I had billions that Bill Gates had, I do not know the number of affairs that I would be having. I have no clue because I have not been tempted. So if I say no or if I say yes, it has got no value because I'm not, I don't have that instrument of temptation. So why should I judge him? But poor guy got caught. Poor guy got caught multiple times. And that's so big. Even billionaire is not such a big thing. If you are, if you can't have the affairs that you want, then what else, like, okay, so he's good, doing well enough charity, and his children, I think, he are not going to be inheriting from him a lot of money, etc., different things. So the point is, just because he's one of the richest men or the people, and he's looked up, and he's a seer. In 98 he wrote the book in which paperless office was there, and those things have come true, and website portals, etc., have come true. Doesn't mean that he's not miserable right now. A divorce is always miserable, no matter, especially after 37 years, no matter how young the alternative he may have found or not found. Okay, so have sympathy and have empathy for all the people that you think, oh, these people are so lucky. No, they might be equally be cursed with the money, and they need our sympathy and empathy. Think only in terms of spiritual wealth, which is totally up to you. And what does spiritual wealth mean? It means that you can smile with your heart and share with the universe. That's all. That is all. And just like the whole universe is money, 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 there are great minds. Not so many, that's why they are great, who have an alternative, who have provided an alternative vision that is saves some of us, and those some of us are us, from this illusion, this maya, this huge magic game that money is the most important thing because things are more important. This huge magic game is called maya, which creates this illusion, disillusion, and all this magic of the planet. When we see things where they are not, we see security in money, and then we see that even people with money have got insecurities. Money and security should be together in our mind, but it's not. People with lots of, even if all the people on this planet would become lawyers and dentists, do you think that everyone would be happy? It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, because there are people who at whatever inside are aligned with the great minds. So where do the great minds reside? They reside in the books like Ramayana. And Ramayana is the oldest epic Ramayana and Mahabharata, I told you, are the oldest epic. And the new Ramayana is from the 16th century, which was written by Tulsidas. And the first Ramayana was written around 500 BC. So around 3000 years ago. And that also is an iffy thing because no one can really place the time. So at that time, there was a ascetic, someone who did not believe in God, born into a family of Brahmins. Brahmins is the top class, the intelligence class. So there are four classes in India. The intelligence Brahman, the Kshatriya, the rulers, which are the rulers and the soldiers, and then there's the traders caste, and there's the fourth, which is the which is known as the untouchables now, but at that time it was just the working class, the proletariat, if you want to say. But it's also division of labor. I'm not getting into it right now, but I'll get into it at some point. So he was born into this prestigious family, and he did not believe in a God. You can't force just because he's born into it. And there is a story that for 7 years there was a famine in his, so there was no rain in the land where he was living, in this state or country. There were small countries, and he had to take up robbing. So he became Agni. His name was Agni, which means fire, and he had to take up. He became a robber, criminal for his children, for his family, and he met the rishis. Rishis were people in the ascetics living in the villages who joined him, whom he wanted to rob, and they took pity on him. And the other legend, the other version is that Narada, the main, I would say, bhakta or devotee of Vishnu, who always accompanies Vishnu, met him and gave him enlightenment. But Agni was such a hardcore ascetic that when Valmiki, or in the other versions, the Saptarishi, they told him that the key is repeating the name of God. He said, I'm never going to be taking the name of the God, no matter what. So Narada or the Rishi thought, okay, you can't say the name of God, the avatar of Vishnu, Rama. You can't. He said, no, I cannot, for nothing. He said, okay. But this is a mantra that I'm giving you, so you have to be repeating it. He said, okay. He accepted the mantra. And then Narada gave him the mantra, the opposite of God. He said, keep on repeating. You can't say God, you have anger. Say Mara. So he started to say Mara, 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 Mara. And slowly that anti-God became God. And he became enlightened. Now, when he lost himself in that samadhi, it is called, when total dissolution. So anthills came up around him. He was so deep in his meditation, focusing on the anti-God Mar. So he got lost in that. What does it mean that he dissolved? He went into a semi-coma. And that happens very rarely, but it happens. So he lost himself in the universe of the vibration of the name of God. And that's what all meditations we try to do, whether we do Om Namah Shivaya, we'll try to lose ourselves, forget who we are. And the moment that we forget who we are, we learn or get closer to who we are in truth. So anthills came up, and anthills apparently means Valmiki, and that's how he got his name, Valmiki. Now, Valmiki had some students, he was enlightened after this experience. So he was going to the river and to a pond rather, and he saw clear water and he was so happy with the clarity of the water that it was transparent. And he saw around him two cranes together, and he was very happy at this thought, at seeing this such beauty of two lovebirds in reality. And then suddenly out of nowhere comes an arrow and kills the male one, and the other bird cries out and also dies. So when he saw this tragedy, within seconds it happened. He looked around and he saw the hunter. And he said in Sanskrit, that was the knowledge of the, that was the language of the learned Brahmins at that time. And he said that you are going to be cursed for eternity because you have killed the innocent. And he said it in a poem. And that is how Sanskrit began. That is the first Sanskrit poem, which eventually resulted in Ramayana 3000 years from now. So out of the tragedy of the birds was born something, reading which aligns us with anti-materialism. The story of Ramayana is a very simple story. The demons pray to God and a king prays to God. The king prays for children, the demon prays for power. The demon gets the power that, okay, he asks Brahma, I want to be living forever. Brahma says, not even I can give that because I myself am subject to cycles of creation. So he said, okay, just make it sure that I don't think any man can, I'm a huge demon. I don't think I need to be afraid of any man. So except for man, no one can kill me. And except for apes, let's say. And Brahma gave him the wish. And the king was saying, I want children. And he gave to him through via rishis, which are learned beings, learned ascetics in the forest, the first seers of truth. And he got some porridge, he shared it with his three wives, and he had four children. And one of them was Rama, the elder one. So that's how Ramayana starts. And then at the very same time, around the same time, when there was no time, rather, the Shiva Puranas are written and it says this Valmiki will be reborn as Tulsidas. So this scripture written 3000 years ago says that after at one point in our age, when the modern age, which is called Kali Yuga, will be there, Valmiki will be reborn as Tulsidas and will retell the Ramayana. And then it did happen like that. So it's a way, India is very mystic, but in parts. Like if you go looking for mysticism, you may not find it. You may just end up with tourist traps. But there is a magic everywhere, including wherever you are, and the biggest magic is in your heart. Open it and smile and start getting aligned, not with the money, money, money of the world, but with the anti-money, anti-materialistic, which is going to be spiritual, spiritual, spiritual. Because we have to balance, the few of us have to balance with our spiritual focus and energy, the huge lopsidedness of all the world, because most of the people who are so much focused are miserable. Once someone has more money, then you spend all that time and effort in making money, thinking that money will make you happy and secure. If it didn't make Bezos and all those Bill Gates who are going through divorces and all that happy and secure, Why do you expect that it will? We are not never going to be making that much amount of money. So why do you even why have that illusion? Don't have that. So that's the second. First is that always someone will have more. Two, money doesn't really resolve the issues. Not for us in North America. If you are dying of hunger in India, yes, money does help you. But it helps you in what? Live on this planet for a few seconds more. And what if those seconds are spent only on thinking of yourself? Then you are as poor as the other people on the planet who have more toys. That's all. And the third factor is that money was your sublime. Your desire was for spiritual abundance. And your mind, and under the illusion of society and Maya and everything, you confused it with money. You thought spiritual abundance will make you happy. It will make you open your heart, like Ramayana, Bible, Quran. These things will make your heart open. Your heart will open. The knowledge from these books will open your mind. And either open mind will lead to an open heart, or an open heart will lead to an open mind. Doesn't matter, whichever way you like. And then you can serve. You can make sure that you are a giver of joy, because money finally makes you or us all consumers, takers, takers, takers. Give, give me, give me, give me, instead of I want to give, I want to serve, I want to serve. So Ramayana will teach that. And when Ramayana starts, the modern version, there are lots of odes and thanks that Tulsidas has for it. But one of them is, and Ramayana has changed India, at least in Hindi speaking and the South India, and there are pockets in India where it's not a Hindi culture, but most of them, 90% I would say, is exposed to the influence of Ramayana. And all of India, including Asia, watched the serial of Ramayana and knows the story of Ramayana. And it has heavily, you cannot imagine India there without Ramayana. You cannot. The way that in parts of India where I was saying that even the person who in North America who found $1 million and returned the lottery ticket, in those parts of the world, the standard greeting is not hello, which is also derived from Allah, but it is Ram Ram. How are you, Ram Ram? So you keep on repeating the name of God to be aligned with the anti-Maya, anti-money, the spiritual wealth. And in one of the first odes in the Ramayana, he's of course offering odes to Valmiki and all, but he also says, Tulsidas, the, the Ramayana written in the 15th century is much more emotional. He writes, even though Ramayana changed India, our leaders, I told you to repeat it, Gandhi died saying Rama Ram and letting go of his anger at the person who had shot him. So India has been changed by Ramayana, but the author who wrote it, he writes that since I'm paying my homage to gods, to the society, to the universe, and it's written also as a poem, but in not in Sanskrit, but in local dialect of those times. Just like a child who lisps, doesn't speak perfectly, and is just like a child lisps, but his parents still love him. They even love the way, oh, my child is talking and is talking funny, but is talking and they laugh and enjoy. He says, I hope my Ramayana also pleases, because you all, I'm lisping in front of God inside you. So the creator of Ramayana is saying that I'm listening. And that book has changed, well, at least India for sure, and maybe others, maybe not, maybe less. We are all connected. So having this humility, because the universe functions through us when we let go of the material desires, because money, 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 and thingies of the world, and Teslas and Apples and stock markets and this name, fame, these things are all belonging to the story which I call my life. And this life is associated with the body. But spirituality means focusing on the smiling heart. And Rama is the mantra that shakes and creates joy in the heart so that it replaces the joy of consumerism. I need some money, or I need some love, or I need respect. Basically, two or three things to feel happy. So I'm going to be using the mantra, and Rama and Krishna are different avatars of Vishnu, the creator. Shiva is the god of meditation, the dance of creation as well as destruction, leading to the infinity. Vishnu is the creator god who is time and time born on this planet as us. We are the avatars, the reincarnated versions of Vishnu to save the universe, especially our universe, our life, from this hard-coded materialism which is striking out. So I will be saying Hare Rama. Initiate yourself with the mantra and feel the vibration, especially Rama, in your heart. Rama, 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 Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, 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 Rama Rama. Bless everyone. Bless yourself so that you say yourself from tomorrow with Rama in your heart so that you have your own joy without any need of whatever is it that you seek from the external life. Rama, 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 Lora, Rama, 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 Rama. So feel the mantra in your heart, changing your personality so that you can fearlessly smile, enjoying your life, serving others. Rama, 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 Rama. Rama 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 Rosa Rama 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 Jean Rama 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 Irina Rama 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 Marina Rama 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 Mila Rama 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 Jean Rama 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 Said Rama 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 Cat Rama 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 Rita Rama 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 Catherine Rama 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 Preeti Rama Rama Vera Rama 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 Kalya Rama, 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 Rama. Feel it in your heart. Ashushat Naurablisasa Rama, 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 Rama. Rama 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 Ram 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 Ram. Thank you. So tomorrow there isn't going to be any meditation tomorrow. I'm going to be